We left off, we danced with Darcy against our better judgment, and now we're entering chapter 8. And from playing this game multiple times, I can tell you this is the worst chapter ever because this is where Mr. Collins proposes to us. I am going to get us out of it very painlessly. In fact, I'm going to cut the entire section out. So just so you know, Mr. Collins asks us to marry him 3 times. We say no all 3 times. Then Charlotte Lucas, our bestie, asks us if we want her to take him off our hands, and we say yes. So we match make the 2 of them, and they can go off and do their own thing. Whew. Then after that, in chapter 9, we find out that Mr. Collins proposed to Charlotte, and we are very judgy, but happy for them. All right, so midway, chapter 9, Darcy edition. Let's go. Oh, yeah. Colonel Brandon. Listen, he's not even in this book, so I'm going to fast forward that. You gotta go. I don't want you to like me. I'm going to give him the wrong information. I don't think I've heard that rendition before. I'm glad. Colonel Brandon has lost interest. Bye. Oh, hello, Wickby. Wickby is part of this story, so I will entertain him. Bye, Colonel. See ya. It wasn't a prolonged look, but I certainly thought Mr. Wickby took more than a casual glance at Lydianne as she entered the room. Yep, Wickby is a creepy predator, and he is absolutely checking out our 15-year-old sister. But I think it's too early in the game for us to call him out on it, so we just have to grin and bear it. Suffer through. Oh my god, there's a bird! You see? Oh, don't go. Oh, hi. Hi, bird. I chased it away. Oops. Hi. Okay, sorry about that. Okay. Back to the pervert. Mr. Wickby, I haven't seen you since the ball. Why didn't you show, bro? Yes, I found as the time drew near that I'd better not meet Mr. Darcy. Yeah, whatever. Scenes might have arisen that would have been unpleasant. Okay, whatever. I think you owe us an explanation. We waited for you. We wanted to dance with you. Why the hell didn't you face Mr. Darcy? I thought you said you should not be driven away by him. For he is the one who should be publicly discredited. Oh. Wigby's got a lot of good excuses. He's like, I love Mr. Darcy's dad too much. Ooh, I want to question his motive so badly, but it's too early. It's too early. Agree with Wigby against my better judgment. Mr. Wigby smiled at me, and I could feel my cheeks flush a little. Staying for dinner. He for sure would not understand politics. I'm gonna check it out. I've been following William Wilberforce's bill in Parliament. I find his actions to abolish slave trade most agreeable. Interesting. Is this in the book? I have to look that up. Probably not, though. Lydia looked out of place with such a discussion, and Mr. Wigby looked positively bored. Yeah, we've lost respect for the both of them. And we killed the conversation. Should any of the sons of Africa speak at Meryton, I should hope we should all attend. That's sweet, hun, but you're 250 years ahead of your time. So, and not only is Mr. Wigby losing interest in us, he's also paying more attention to our little sister. Gross, gross, gross. So, let's go back. Let's read some poetry. We entertained ourselves by reading Hamlet together. After the play, Mr. Wigby and I enjoyed some of Shakespeare's sonnets together. At that moment, I was certain the sensations they spoke of were a perfect description of what we were both feeling. Chapter 10. So our talent's pretty okay. We're not very kind. So let's read a book, get our wit up, then go outside, then go visiting so we can be kinder, read some more, and study the arts. Go. Weekend. Oh boy, I feel like I've played this so many times. I'm like glazing over when I hear the chapter titles. Lady Lucas has come over. She's asked us to go with her for a day of picnicking and sailing. She hints to a suitor that we haven't met yet. But we know it's Captain Wentworth because we've already played it, been there, done that, married the guy. So we can skip all that. And she warns us about Mr. Wickby. So I'm going to tell her, you're mistaken. I'm not into Wickby that way. He's nearly penniless. You should not involve yourself with a poor man. Well, you're right, but I also don't want to involve myself with any man for whom I did not feel an affection. Mr. Darcy, for example, is wealthy, but I'm most satisfied that he's no longer in the county. Wink, wink. He placed rank above all else and treated everyone with a disaffected intolerance. I could not interest myself in a man with such manners, regardless of his wealth. However, there are many other wealthy men, and one of them is bound to have manners that will suit you. Yes, fine. As I have no particular interest in Mr. Wickby, then so much the better. Excellent. Bye, Lady Lucas. Yeah, I really don't want anything to do with Wickby, okay? Oh, hi, Charlotte. Charlotte had been quickly married and she was to leave soon for Hunsford, from what I heard. I was in fact surprised she had not left already. I have a little time, but I wanted to see you before I left. I shall depend on hearing from you very often, Mediocre. You certainly shall, Charlotte. I have another favor to ask you. Will you come and see me? We shall often meet, I hope, in Hertfordshire. I'm not likely to leave Kent for some time. Promise me, therefore, to come to Hunsford. Oh, that's so lovely. Of course we'll come. Indeed, Mediocre, you will be as welcome as either of them. Charlotte had paid me a very high compliment, but that did not change the fact that I had just received an invite from Lady Lucas and now needed to choose between the two. We're going to Hunsford to visit Charlotte. We've never had this option before in all the other endings, so I think it has something to do with Mr. Darcy. Of course I'll come. Yes, let's see Rosings and Lady Catherine de Bourgh live up to their reputation. Chapter 11. I'm really happy that it's been a long time since I read the book because I don't want any spoilers. Let's go visiting. I feel like we're not kind enough. Rest, and then just read a book. Go. Weekend. There we go. We're off to Rosings. No, we're not. We're off to Hunsford. We traveled the distance to Westerham with relative ease and from there made our way to the nearby Hunsford parsonage. Decided opinions. I arrived at Hunsford quite without incident and soon found myself pitying my friend Charlotte. After Mr. Collins took a long time and particular trouble to describe the room where I would stay, its aspect and its furniture, we took a tour of the grounds and examined Mr. Collins' garden. Going into the garden gave a fine view of Rosings Park, the home of the illustrious Catherine de Bourgh, and led to further overwhelming admiration by our host turned tour guide, Mr. Collins. Oh God, any playthrough involving Mr. Collins is going to be a talk fest. The man won't shut up. So let's see how we can get through this. All the while, I kept an eye on Charlotte, now Charlotte Collins, to see if she showed any signs of embarrassment. Once or twice I thought I saw a faint blush in her, but in general Charlotte seemed wisely unable to hear the remarks being made by her husband that she might reasonably be ashamed of. We're back to being our judgmental selves. I was in fact rather surprised that she could be so cheerful with such a companion. Charlotte seemed pleased at the opportunity to show me the house without the aid of Mr. Collins, and, to be true, seemed to find an air of comfort whenever Mr. Collins could be forgotten. Listen, she's making do, okay? She knows her husband's failings, and she's working with it. Soon after lunch, we retired to the parlor, where Lady Catherine, as was commonly the case, quickly became the topic of choice. Yes, Mediocre, you will have the honor of seeing Lady Catherine de Bourgh this very evening. Oh, God. She will include you in every invitation with which she honors us. Her behavior to my dear Charlotte is charming. We dine at Rosings twice every week. Oh, God. Hey, Hey, if I was Charlotte, I wouldn't mind not cooking. I mean, why not? But I could only wonder at Charlotte's including a remark of Lady Catherine's attentiveness. Yeah, I think Lady Catherine's a bully and a bossy boots, and let's just get this week over with. Okay, the rest of the afternoon passed simply enough. Lady Catherine's daughter? The daughter was a sickly and cross-looking girl, and recalling that I'd heard she was promised to marry Mr. Darcy, I admit that I couldn't help but smile on seeing her. She would make him a very proper wife. We're really mean. Oh, how do you like your room? Well, you know what? I like it very well, Charlotte. Thank you. Yeah, don't worry, Charlotte. Between us, I get it. I feel very comfortable here, thank you. Charlotte likes us more. Ooh, I'm getting a call from my real life beau. Be right back. Sorry about that. No, we can get ready on our own, but, oh God, Mr. Collins, I want to like you. You are my best friend's husband now, but you're so annoying. Okay, we're off to Rosings, I guess. Lady Catherine is far from requiring that elegance of dress in us, which becomes herself and her daughter. I would advise you to merely put on whatever of your clothes is superior to the rest. There's no occasion for anything more. Mr. Collins, you are disgusting. Okay, I'm not here to impress Lady Catherine, but she did invite us, so we'll go. Ugh, she likes to have the distinction of rank preserved. Okay, are you quite ready to go? Well, you're standing there. If you'd move, I can change. Oh boy, let's see this Lady Catherine. Hunsford Parsonage was, as Mr. Collins had always stated, separated only by a lane. Rosings was a grand home, and entering it completely silenced all those who had accompanied me into what I'm sure Mr. Collins felt were hallowed halls. Though it was made with every grandeur, with the intent, no doubt, on intimidating its visitors into a silenced reverence of rank and nobility, I found myself quite equal to the scene. Oh boy, this goose-like creature is Lady Catherine de Bourgh, a tall, large woman with strongly marked features, which might once have been handsome. Her air was not conciliating, nor was her manner of receiving them such to make her visitors forget their inferior rank. Wow. Always marking her self-importance. She sure is Darcy's aunt, huh? Her questions towards me began in discovering the maiden name of my mother and asking about the background, schooling, and handsomeness of my sisters. Yikes! It was only her rank which made her feel comfortable asking questions that would have been seen as quite impertinent in any other circumstance. It was clear that tonight I would need all my wits about me. Is that a clue? Do we need to be wittier? Oh, I've been reading all week. I've been reading and reading and reading to build up our wit. Let's see. Your father's estate is entailed on Mr. Collins, I think. For your sake, Charlotte, I'm glad of it. But otherwise, I see no occasion for entailing estates from their female line. Well, I actually agree with her. Like, this whole idea that the male has to inherit, gross. Yeah, good for you. You clearly inherited. Do you play and sing, Miss Bennet? Yeah, I do, actually. We shall be happy to hear you. Our instrument is a capital one, probably superior to... You shall try it someday. Wow. She was just gonna go like, yo, you probably never seen a pianoforte like this bad boy that I have. But she held her tongue for whatever reason. Perhaps she possessed more redeeming qualities than I'd first believed. Do any of your sisters play and sing? Yep. You should have all learned. Good. Do you draw? None of you? Not one. That is very strange, but I suppose you had no opportunity. Your mother should have taken you to town every spring for the benefit of masters. Yeah, fine. Has your governess... We don't have a governess. We never had any governess. No governess? How is that possible? 3 daughters brought up at home without a governess? I've never heard of such a thing. Well, you never have to. Your mother must have been quite a slave to your education. Yeah, not really. We're self-taught. I was sure that divulging as much was only going to increase Lady Catherine's clearly negative opinion of my family. No, my lady, my mother did not school us much. Then who taught you? Who attended to you? Without a governess, you must have been neglected. Actually, I feel like we're fine, okay? We're always encouraged to read, and we had all the masters at home. A different set of persons who chose to be idle certainly might have found their education lacking, but happily we did not. Basically, we had all the raw materials and motivation to be educated. Thank you very much. If I had known your mother, I would have advised her most strenuously to engage one. Okay, great. It's fine. We're all grown now. Why are we still talking about nannies and governesses? Oh, I was always glad to get a young person well placed out. 4 nieces of Mrs. Jenkinson's are most delightfully situated through my means. And it was but the other day that I'd recommended another young person who was merely accidentally mentioned to me, and the family are quite delighted with her. Oh, boy. Okay. Lady Catherine's a bored rich lady, okay? She's a meddlesome busybody. And no one puts her in her place because she's rich and a lady. Are any of your younger sisters out, Miss Bennet? Yes, all of them. Very odd, and you only the second. The younger one out before the eldest is married. Your younger sister must be very young. Yes, Lydia is 15. I'm going to give my opinion on the matter. Actually, wait. What happens if we shut up? What if we don't engage with this woman? What if we just go, nod and smile? Perhaps she's too young to be in that much company. Though I had enough of Lady Catherine's disparagement of my family, I simply couldn't speak up to combat her continual negative remarks. Oh. Lady Catherine de Bourgh likes us more. I feel like this is the ending we're supposed to aim for, but I don't want to. Let's go back and tell her off, because lady, it's none of your business. Perhaps she is too young to be in much company, but really, Mom, I think it would be very hard upon younger sisters that they should not have had their share of society and amusement, simply because the eldest may not have had the means or inclination to marry early. The last born has a good right to the pleasures of youth, and the first. And to be kept back on such a motive, I think it would be very unlikely to promote sisterly affection or delicacy of mind. Upon my word, you give your opinion very decidedly for so young a person. Pray, what's your age? None your business. Lady Catherine seemed quite astonished at not receiving a direct answer. Look at Mr. Collins's face. I could only guess that I might have been the first creature who had ever dared to trifle with so much dignified impertinence. You cannot be more than 20, I'm sure, therefore you need not conceal your age. I am 21. Well, almost 21. Lady Catherine took another long look at me, clearly not impressed by what she saw. My refusal to act with deference towards her rank would be seen with conceit. But I could only wonder at why, in the face of so much conceit, it was I who was judged impertinent. Yeah, because Lady Catherine sucks. I don't want to impress her. I feel like we have to impress her for the game, but I don't care, okay? I don't care. I'm not impressing Lady Catherine. But I'll save anyway, just in case I need to go back. Lady Catherine de Bourgh likes us less. We're back at the Hunsford Cottage, and we're wondering how the heck Charlotte can handle Lady Catherine on the reg. So we've got Lady Catherine in here now. She really doesn't like us. Lady Catherine is a tall, large woman with strongly marked features, which might have once been handsome. Her manner of receiving visitors is calculated to reinforce to visitors their inferior rank. Whatever she says is spoken in an authoritative tone, marked by her own self-importance. Wow. If she's a tall, large woman, why is she only 5'4"? That's my question. And she's only 56? Damn! She did not age well. I guess mean people don't age well. Okay, let's carry on. Chapter 12. Kind of a bummer that we haven't seen Darcy yet. We're playing the Darcy edition, but Bro is not even in the picture. Anyway, let's build up our wit. Oh, no, it's 100%. Let's get more talent. Study the arts a little bit. And rest. And go visiting. Let's get a little kinder. Go. An unexpected visitor. I was startled from my reading in Charlotte's handsomely fitted up parlor by a most unexpected bit of news. Can you suppose it's possible, mediocre, that Mr. Darcy has come to visit Rosings? I've spied Mr. Darcy, my husband, and another man who I do not know, and they're all coming this way. I may thank you, mediocre, for this piece of civility. Mr. Darcy would never have come so soon to wait upon me. Yeah, listen, he doesn't like us. Okay, as far as we know. He doesn't like us, so I don't know why he's here either. Isn't this Captain Wentworth? What the hell? It's the crossover I didn't expect. Miss Mediocre, it's a pleasure to see you again. May I introduce to you my cousin, Colonel Fitzwilliam. Oh, okay, not Captain Wentworth. He just looks like Captain Wentworth. Because in this edition, we don't see Captain Wentworth, so they just reused the design. I got it. I could not believe that Mr. Darcy would come to harass me here, and I waited silently, wishing to avoid any conversation. My cousin informs me that you both play and sing, Miss Mediocre. I should hope we shall hear it from you this evening. Oh, I'm afraid I don't play or sing very well, and besides, we have no instrument here to play. Ah, but there's one at Rosings, and we're here to deliver an invite for all of you to join us at the house for dinner. Oh boy, more Lady Catherine fun, I guess. Bizarrely, we haven't had a chance to see Darcy all of this time, so I'm going to continue next time. Thanks for watching if you did. And join me as we bag the mysterious Darcy.